A world powered by the blockchain is being formed right in front of our eyes. Experts are calling it the Internet 3.0, the next digital revolution. It's leaving many investors and even institutions looking for a path to take an early position in this massive opportunity. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Dash, it's all speculation at this point. But what is certain is that the most profitable businesses for cryptocurrency and the blockchain is in the actual creation of these coins. This is why some of the top early adopters of Bitcoin, blockchain miners, fund managers, and even billionaires have come together to create a new vehicle to invest in the blockchain core itself. Get immediate access to this new company by going to crushthestreet.com/Bitcoin.
Hello everyone, and welcome into crushthestreet.com. I'm Kenneth Amaduri, and I'm joined today with a brand new guest. We're going to get to know him today. He's a cryptocurrency enthusiast. He's a cryptocurrency expert. Shaka Daniel of the YouTube channel Chase That Coin. Pretty cool name, and you know what? We've been certainly doing that as of lately. He's an investor, a swing trader, researching Bitcoin and cryptocurrency since late 2014. It almost doesn't sound like that long to be in a certain sector, but really, in this world, a month is a year, a week is a month, and things move so fast. And there's so many people who are just coming onto the space right now. So we're educating people now. Shaka Daniel, thanks for coming on Crush the Street with me today.
Thank you, Kenneth, for having me. I really appreciate it. Your channel is doing putting out a lot of great content, a lot of good interviews, and I appreciate to be one of those interviews.
Well, hey, thanks for coming on the show. I know we were supposed to do this a little earlier in the week, but there were some hiccups. And you know what? I'm glad we got on the line and we're doing this now. So by way of getting to know you, let's talk about how you got into cryptocurrency, what caught your attention about it, and why have you decided to focus on it now?
Well, actually, the first time I learned about cryptocurrencies, I think it was in 2012. I was trying to play on a poker site. I think it was one of those poker sites, maybe Full Tilt or something like that. And at the time, they had two different options. One was an e-wallet, and one was Bitcoin. And I noticed the Bitcoin option. I looked into it, and at that time, I think you had to go through CVS and send somebody CVS cards through payment like that. So I didn't really want to do all of that. I just wanted to play, a poker tournament that night. So I ignored it, and then in 2014, I was looking into just different ways of storing my value of the money that I've saved up, different ways of investing it and growing it. And a little bit before that time, I was, starting my trading courses. I took a few different trading courses for Forex. And as I looked into things like silver and gold, I started to notice videos on Bitcoin versus gold, which is a better investment. And I still ignored it for a while, and then I just clicked on one of the videos, and it just was really fascinating to me. So I researched it for about 3 or 4 months, and then I talked myself into buying a Bitcoin. I bought my first Bitcoin, I think it was in February 2015, and I bought a Trezor wallet that same week because that was one of the main things to me. I was like, how am I going to keep this secure? It's digital. Somebody can take it from me. How am I going to keep this secure? And that's one of the things that also kept me from buying it at first, because I didn't know about keeping it safe. And then I saw the Trezor wallet, the hardware wallet, the Bitcoin safe. And once I saw that, I was like, okay, I'm going to get this. I'm going to get a Bitcoin. And then, I'm going to see how it goes. And I just found myself putting a lot more money into it. And I've been through a lot of ups and downs in cryptocurrencies.
Time to be buying Bitcoin, really, probably when it was hated the most.
Yes.
I think nearly all of 2015, it was in the $200 range.
Yes. I bought my first Bitcoin at it was 210.
Wow. What a time to be getting in, because at that time, I mean, it had gone from its high just down. I mean, you didn't know at that point if it was going to go back to 100, right? Because of the moves that it was seeing, it could have gone from, the 210 to 105 to 50 at the trajectory it was going. And yet you had the conviction to go in and buy it. And so what were you seeing at the time? What gave you the confidence to go in and buy your first Bitcoin?
I just the whole aspect of it, because I wasn't thinking about it as a form of actual money. I was thinking about it as looking at it from a history aspect. All right. And I think it was Napoleon who said, whoever is king is the person who determines the history, or he's the person who writes the history. That's not an exact quote, but I just was thinking about it as from an aspect of we can put things into the blockchain, and the blockchain will keep them whole and not allow people to change them or alter them. So I thought that alone was really, really big. So that was, and at the time when I got into Bitcoin, I wasn't totally aware of the price swings. I wasn't really totally aware of its ability to shoot up and shoot down in value. I wasn't thinking about it from that aspect. But as I got deeper into it and I started to research it even more and look into the charts and break down the technicals of it, then I started to notice that this thing has a lot of upside. It can move down violently, but it has much more upside to it.
Yeah, that's really cool. So Shaka Daniel, let's talk a little bit about what we see going on here. First of all, we had a hard fork in August, and it seemed to have been a good thing. In hindsight, we all kind of got paid this Bitcoin Cash. And, there hasn't really been that many hiccups with it. No, replay problems and situations like this. But we might have another one here in November. So let's get your thoughts on, Bitcoin Cash and, the hard fork, whether or not you thought that was a good or a bad thing, or if you're indifferent to the fact that Bitcoin hard forked. And then let's get your thoughts on what you think might happen here in the future in November.
Well, I'm kind of torn in between two different outlooks on it. One part of me is saying, that the multiple forks of Bitcoin and having Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin this and Bitcoin that is kind of taken away from the underlying value of Bitcoin. But then, another part of me is saying, it's open source. They can do whatever they want. There's only going to be one true version of Bitcoin. But I'm thinking about it from a mainstream outlook, and as far as people getting into Bitcoin, it's very hard to distinguish to them or to explain to them why there's a Bitcoin Cash, or why there's an Ethereum and there's an Ethereum Classic. I look at it like, it's very simple, but I've been in it for quite some time now. But explaining it to a new person is very, very difficult. So I think as far as the upcoming fork, I think that it will have some value to it, just because, of the people that are behind it, that are pushing it, which would be like Roger Ver and Jihan. But I think from an overall aspect, we don't really need another Bitcoin, all right? Bitcoin Cash has the capability of going to 8 megabyte blocks. Let's see where that goes. Let's just not keep forking off Bitcoin, especially in a time where we're going through the so-called China ban, and, governments not really knowing how to regulate or which angle to attack cryptocurrency from. And this is just making it somewhat, the constant forks is just making it more confusing for everybody.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Stability. If we knew that Bitcoin, the core Bitcoin, was always going to be king, and we would just keep getting these forks off of it, these quote unquote crypto dividends, we would be fine with that. But if there ever came to a time when we forked and we went in a different direction, now we don't know where the true wealth storage vehicle is for the long term. Because say Bitcoin Cash would have been, very contentious. There would have been a big problem, and a lot of people went there, and then maybe that's the chain that everyone starts following, and then they start forking off of that one, and then the old Bitcoin is disregarded. So, but I guess what I'm trying to say is, if the true Bitcoin chain stays king, and we just keep getting these dividends off it, that would be good until it deviates to something that steals the attention. Any thoughts on that?
Um, yeah, I think you put that. I think you put that well. The more choices that people have, well, really, what's key is to the real Bitcoin is the gateways. Now, if something like a Coinbase or Gemini or one of these exchanges adds Bitcoin Cash or the Segwit 2x version of Bitcoin, I don't know what they're going to call that. If one of these gateways adds uh, one of these other altcoins, if you want to call them that, or another version of Bitcoin, that's going to open up the floodgates of choice. Right now, people are going to be able to actually choose what they value, and people could easily value something that is more affordable to them. You look at Bitcoin at 3,000 something, and you look at Bitcoin Cash at 400. Especially to people that are new to this, they're looking at something that's going to give them upside. All right, and the Bitcoin Cash in their mind could possibly give them more upside at a more affordable price. And I'm pretty sure if you were to introduce a totally brand new person that's totally brand new to crypto, and you say, I'm going to give you a chance to buy Bitcoin Cash for 400 or whatever price it is, and you can buy Bitcoin for 4 grand. I'm pretty sure the person is going to pick, the Bitcoin Cash. Um, so that's what really the exchanges are really like the gatekeepers, basically, as far as choice. Open up the gates of choice.
That's true. And I guess that's always perception, right? That's why a lot of stocks split versus continuing to just get more and more perceivably expensive. I mean, Berkshire Hathaway has never split, and it's crazy six-figure dollar amount to buy one
Hmm.
share.
Hmm.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that's where the real upside is for Bitcoin. I mean, if the network is there, it's fundamentally growing, and you got more and more merchants taking it, and it continues to be the proven network that's the most secure. Well, you have this situation where it still is the most valuable, and could still perceivably be what has the most upside in the future. So I guess,
It's
what are your general thoughts on Bitcoin? I know you cover a lot of different altcoins on your channel. You're a real smart guy. You got a lot of stuff going on. What are your general thoughts on Bitcoin, and uh, where do you see the future for cryptocurrencies?
My general thoughts on Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is definitely. I've been thinking about, really kind of think about lately. Which direction do I think Bitcoin is going to go in? And overall, I think Bitcoin is going to be the way it's going, at least now. I think it's going to be a settlement layer for very very big high net worth transactions. As far as cryptocurrencies, I don't think there's going to be as many cryptocurrencies as we have now. I think there's going to be a select hand few, possibly, like the Ethereums and the Litecoins and things like that. Um, but I think that when we think about mainstream adoption of cryptocurrencies, I think people think of, everybody on the streets having Litecoin on their phone, Litecoin wallets or Bitcoin or Ethereum wallets on their phone. I think that when we achieve mainstream adoption, the average person isn't going to know that they're even using Litecoin or Ethereum, or, they're going to just be, in their mind, they're going to just be using this application, or they're going to be transferring the money from Sarah to Ken. They're not going to understand uh, the underlying technology of it.
People have to get in this mode of I'm going to transact in Ethereum, or I have to transact in Bitcoin. Whereas down the line, they might just use it like the same way they would just click and turn on their computer and use it, not necessarily understand what's going on behind it, but functionality. I need to purchase something, so this is how I do it. They don't know what's going on behind the scenes. And that actually reminded me of all the news that's going on with Litecoin and the atomic swaps. This is happening, right now. This technology. I know Charlie Lee posted that he just executed an atomic swap. And what are your thoughts on this? Does this open up a new potential for mass usability for cryptocurrencies?
I think if anything, it just more so strengthens the whole cryptocurrency space as a whole, in the sense that right now, basically it would kind of tether the whole cryptocurrency space together, as far as a overall value perspective. Right now, a lot of people look at just Bitcoin as being valuable. We have the Bitcoin maximalists. And now I consider myself a Bitcoin maximalist, but I'm a different type of Bitcoin maximalist. I'm a Bitcoin maximalist as far as I do think Bitcoin is going to be the most valuable cryptocurrency. But I don't think it's going to be the most used cryptocurrency. And I do think that a lot of other cryptocurrencies have a lot of upside and a lot of good ideas to them. But some people just look at Bitcoin as valuable, and you have the people that only look at Ethereum as valuable, or only look at Litecoin or Decred. Um, Now, with the atomic swaps, I think it's going to tether these blockchains together and make everyone notice that the overall cryptocurrency space is very valuable, because uh, Litecoin can do atomic swaps to Decred, and Litecoin can do atomic swaps to, Bitcoin, and it's just going to strengthen the overall strengthen and tether the overall cryptocurrency value together.
And so, yeah, that's what it is. They're tethering it together. And I like the way you put that. But at the same time, for the people who question the, I guess, the immutability, the security, the safety of a lot of the different altcoins out there, do people who use Bitcoin, let's say, or Litecoin, are they exposed to those same vulnerabilities?
Um, I think we're really far away from even getting close to people even using that. But let's just project into the future. I think that it's going to be something where you can expose yourself to that risk, or you don't have to expose yourself to that risk. All right. Now, there's a new cryptocurrency that just ICO'd. It's called Tezos. All right, and Tezos has the ability. It's modular, so you can switch um, different protocol layers in and out of Tezos. So Tezos can adopt ZK snarks, or it can adopt Monero's ring signatures. Now, let's say if Tezos chooses to adopt ring signatures from Monero. Now, people have the choice of the way Tezos is going to would probably plan to do it is make a split coin function. Now, you would have the regular Tezos token, and you would have the Tezos token that has ring signatures built into it. Now, if you don't want to expose yourself, or you don't trust ring signatures, you don't have to use that token. So there's different solutions around it. And if you don't trust atomic swaps, you can still be a 100% Bitcoin maximalist and not do any atomic swaps from any other chain. Because even if atomic swaps were proven safe, there's Bitcoin maximalists out there that aren't going to be interested in atomic swapping into any other altcoin at all. So it's still going to be choice. Blockchain is about freedom of choice, and that's why a lot of libertarians and a lot of people that are really focused on privacy and different things, I love it so much, because it's about freedom of choice.
Yeah, I mean, even while you were talking there and just saying how there is potential to do what you want, and you could take the risk or not, and it goes back to just someone told me that the cryptocurrency space right now is like the Wild West. you have the option to go out and stake your claim and get your land out in the Midwest and have all the land you want and all the upside opportunity. But at the same time, keep in mind that there's no roads, there's no doctors, there's no sheriffs, or there's no infrastructure out there. So while you have all of the upside, all of the opportunity, there's also all the risk. I mean, you can die and no one knows about it, right? And that's where we're at right now. So it's really exciting, actually. One of the things I've been saying on this channel now for some time is that not even the Jetsons could have anticipated where we are with cryptocurrency. And it's such a brand new thing. So so let's just kind of get your thoughts here. In general, where is blockchain going and how big of a deal is this?
I think it's a very big deal. I think it's a very, very big deal. But I think the thing that people need to that needs to be stressed is doing your own research. All right, because a lot of people, I get emails from people and comments and then Twitter messages from people that invest in a lot of things that they don't understand. All right, or they invest in something because of the name, or they've invested in it because of a YouTuber or whatever. You have to do a lot of research. You have to do a lot of research. A lot of people invest in things and they don't fully even understand Bitcoin. Right? You have to get into Bitcoin. You have to understand how to send a Bitcoin transaction, how to secure your Bitcoin. All right. If you understand all of these things with Bitcoin, it is very similar or exactly the same in other cryptocurrencies. All right. So I think it's a very big opportunity. I think that the whole ICO situation is going to be a lot more regulated. I think it's going to be limited to accredited investors really soon. But that doesn't mean that there is not going to be a lot of upside for existing altcoins, all right? Because a lot of the ones that ICO probably won't be here in a couple years anyway when we get to mainstream adoption. So I suggest everybody, Bitcoin is quite expensive right now, but there is still a lot more upside. Put a little bit aside every week, buy some Bitcoin. Do some research on it, set up 2 wallets, send it back and forth between yourself. And the future is very, very bright for cryptocurrencies. People like Sir Richard Branson, Bill Gates, recently converted Mark Cuban, a lot of wealthy and smart people and savvy investors see what's going on in Bitcoin. And don't mind Jamie Dimon, because once upon a time, when the internet and the computer was first introduced, mainstream media said that the fax machine would outlast the computer. All right, and we all know that didn't happen. All right, so the thing that big banks and the mainstream that are aware of Bitcoin, they don't understand that you cannot separate Bitcoin from the blockchain technology. Bitcoin is the reason that the blockchain technology works. All right, it's an incentive for the miners to secure your network. If you're going to secure your own network, it's going to cost you a lot of money. So the mainstream themselves, CNBC, a lot of those guys that are on there, Jamie Dimon, they don't understand Bitcoin yet. All right, and they're speaking on things that they don't understand. And you are very early to cryptocurrency. There's still a lot more upside. There's going to be a lot of wealthy people made off of cryptocurrency, and I hope that my viewers and viewers of Crush the Street are a part of that.
Another hour listening to you talk about cryptocurrency there. But hey, man, it's been a pleasure having you on Crush the Street. Come back anytime. Chase that coin, everyone. Shaka Daniel. If people want to learn more about you, tell everyone about your YouTube channel and anything else you got going on.
Yes, I have my YouTube channel, which is Chase That Coin. You guys can follow me on Twitter at Chase That Coin. I'm working on my website right now, which is chasethatcointrading.com. Right now I have a experiment going. I am a swing trader, so I have an experiment going where I'm trying to turn 1 Bitcoin into 10 Bitcoins through trading the market. The market is a little bearish right now, so the experiment is going pretty good. I just want to show people, just give them insight on someone who's disciplined in trading, and show everyone that it's not about how much money you make, but it's about how much money you don't lose, and controlling your losses, and not getting into shady coins with low market caps and shady ICOs. And I'm just trying to show you how someone who's been doing this for a while does this.
Wow. All right, Shaka Daniel. Thanks so much, man. And I highly encourage everyone to go check out your YouTube channel, your Twitter. We'll have the links in the description. Thanks for coming on Crush the Street.
Thank you for having me, Kenneth. I appreciate it a lot.